Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about the untimely death of the Yu-Gi-Oh creator Kazuki Takahashi, and I don't want to make this too long of a video. Um, I don't want it to like just be solely about me, but I do just want to share like the impact that Yu-Gi-Oh itself has made on my life, because it has actually made a very large impact, as I'm sure it has on a lot of you guys, watching this video now. And when you heard this news, you were probably like me, like, wait, what? It doesn't even make any sense at all. But unfortunately, as life goes on, it reminds me, there was a quote from a Muppets Christmas Carol where Kermit the Frog says, life is full of meetings and partings. And unfortunately, this is just a natural part of life, a natural and inevitable part of life that is unavoidable. And that's why I think it's best to do a video like this, just to talk about the impact that Yu-Gi-Oh's made on my life in a positive way, because I think that is the best way to honor Kazuki's memory. So obviously, I watched the show. I don't know if there's anybody that hasn't seen the original Yu-Gi-Oh show that's played Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't think that those two correlate. If you haven't seen the original show, or you haven't watched all the original show, you definitely should. It's an absolutely fantastic show. But I was a little bit different than most people, because most people they either played Yu-Gi-Oh back then, stopped playing, and started playing recently. Or they've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh since then. But I actually wasn't like that. So I remember growing up thinking to myself, Yu-Gi-Oh is like, it's what the weirdos do, and like the weird, nerdy kids in the corner that are smelly and need to take a shower. Those people, that's what they do. I remember I was the type of person who would think that. And as I got older, I just kind of forgot about Yu-Gi-Oh until I got to college, and a lot of my friends from college were like, yeah, we used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, let's do like random Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. And we started to do random Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments in college. And what ended up happening is I actually broke up with my high school girlfriend at around the same time that my friends and I all got into Yu-Gi-Oh. And maybe it was because I was a little bit younger. Maybe it was just because I was away at college. But I felt like I didn't really have anybody to turn to except for Yu-Gi-Oh! And I remember I had the app Dual Generation. I don't know if you ever played that game. It's a pretty wild game. It's Master Duel is a lot better than Dual Generation, I will say that. But I remember I had the app Dual Generation, and I was just playing it all the time, like religiously. And I ended up going to like a nearby Toys R Us, getting Circle of the Fire Kings, and buying that structure deck. At the time, I didn't even know the trick is to buy 3 copies of Structure. I didn't even know that. That's where I was at with that. And I actually started to go to Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and that was interesting because I had played sports in high school. I was really good at those sports, but I never really got the chance to showcase that like in a game or anything like that. I mean, I was good at cross country, but I'm not very tall, I'm not very fast, and I'm not very strong, right? So that's not a good combination if you're trying to play sports. But it doesn't really matter if you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the first chance that I got to compete at a very high level and win. And I've won a bunch of things that playing at different events and doing different things. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's not something that I ever anticipated. And what's also interesting about going to the different Yu-Gi-Oh! Events is I actually got to sit down and talk to and meet with, obviously Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, and hundreds, if not thousands of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, I've met over the years going to, different parts of Michigan, different parts of Indiana. I think there's another state I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! in, I don't remember. It's either Ohio or Illinois. I think it might be Illinois. But anyway, and yeah, there are some people who probably could benefit from a shower. But as I've gotten older, I've found out that, there's like certain like jocks, and there's certain like football and basketball players who probably haven't showered in the appropriate amount of time that you should be showering, right? And there's certain people, like the people in the MMA community, because I'm really big into MMA as well. Like, there's some people that need to shower and need to stop being so, like, weird. So, like, yeah, there's people like that in every community. But most people in the Yu-Gi-Oh community are just really awesome, super cool, and super nice, and just really enjoy talking about the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. And it's actually, I would say, of all of like the hobbies and all the little things that I do, Yu-Gi-Oh, I mean, there's some bad apples, but it has the best community. And that's what's really interesting, that Kazuki just offered the idea of a card game and a show inspired by a card game, was able to create such a tight-knit, dedicated, but also really cool community. And I think that that's his biggest legacy, is that he was able to give something to people who maybe didn't have anything. And he was able to create such a gigantic community on top of it. And it was an untimely death, 60, a lot of people live well past 60. I think I read this article by USA Today. I think he was snorkeling. Yeah, he was wearing a snorkeling mask face down, so he must have just hit something. Something must have just hit him. Not sure exactly what happened, but that's the unfortunate thing about life, is that stuff like this is inevitable. But let me know what you guys think. What's like your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh memory? Let me know in those comments down below. Like, subscribe, and all of that. But try to make this, especially if you're really, really into Yu-Gi-Oh like myself, try to make this as positive as a situation as possible, because this is an unfortunate but inevitable thing that life brings. But like I said, like, subscribe, all that jazz. But most importantly of all, as always, have a good day.